Robin McLaurin Williams was born on July 21, 1951, in Chicago, Illinois, entering the world with a quiet gentleness that few could have predicted would later transform into an energy capable of touching millions. Before the spotlight, before the films, before the laughter heard around the world, there was simply a small boy with bright eyes, a tender heart, and a vivid imagination that seemed to glow from within. He grew up in a comfortable home, but his childhood was often quiet. His father, Robert, worked long hours as an executive, and his mother, Lori, was warm and witty, a woman whose quick humor would later mirror the spark that made Robin famous. Yet despite the comfort around him, Robin spent much of his time alone, wandering through the rooms of his home with toys, stories, and imaginary worlds that kept him company. From an early age, Robin's mind moved quickly, filled with characters and voices that tumbled over each other in a playful dance. But beneath that creativity lived a gentle sensitivity. He felt emotions deeply, even when he was young. He noticed small things, expressions, gestures, the quiet feelings people carried. That sensitivity would later become the heart of his performances, the warmth behind the laughter. When Robin was a teenager, his family moved to California. There, in the wide open spaces, he found more room to imagine, more air to breathe, and new opportunities to explore who he wanted to be. Though shy and reserved around new people, he carried worlds inside him, worlds made of humor, kindness, mischief, and wonder. In school, he joined the drama department almost timidly, unsure of what he would find. But the moment he stepped onto a stage, something shifted. The quietness he carried transformed into light. His imagination found shape. His voice found purpose. He discovered that performing allowed him to explore every part of himself: his creativity, his compassion, his wit, and even his vulnerability. Teachers saw his potential, even when he doubted himself. They encouraged him, guiding him gently toward the realization that he had a gift, not just for comedy or acting, but for connection. Robin had a rare ability to make people feel seen, understood, and comforted, even while making them laugh. After graduating, Robin pursued acting more seriously. He studied at the College of Marin, then earned a place at the prestigious Juilliard School in New York. There, among talented peers and demanding instructors, he discovered new depths within himself. His teachers were astonished by his imagination, his emotional range, and his ability to shift seamlessly from humor to sincerity in a single breath. Even so, he remained humble, gentle, and deeply aware of the feelings of those around him. He studied not just scripts, but people, their voices, their movements, their hearts. He believed that to make someone laugh, he first had to understand them. To make someone feel, he had to listen. And so he listened closely, absorbing the world in a way few people could. During these early years, he found comfort in the small things: quiet walks across campus, conversations with classmates, and the sense of belonging that came from expressing himself fully on stage. Performing became a kind of refuge, a place where he could weave together all the pieces of his personality: playful, observant, emotional, and endlessly curious. What no one knew yet, including Robin himself, was that he was on the edge of a remarkable journey, one that would carry him from small stages and intimate classrooms into the hearts of millions. One that would bring joy, comfort, and compassion to people around the world. One that would reveal the full brilliance of the little boy who once played alone with imaginary worlds. As Robin stepped out of Juilliard and into the world, he carried with him both an extraordinary talent and a tender uncertainty about where it might lead. New York had shaped him, pushed him, challenged him, and revealed parts of himself he never knew existed. But now, the world beyond the classroom awaited him, full of unexpected paths and quiet possibilities. He returned to California with a heart full of stories, voices, and dreams. At first, he performed wherever he could: small comedy clubs, intimate theaters, and little venues filled with people who came seeking warmth, laughter, and escape. On stage, Robin blossomed. His mind moved like quicksilver, flowing effortlessly between characters, accents, gestures, and ideas. Audiences were mesmerized. They leaned forward, captivated by the way he seemed to transform the air around him into something alive. His performances were electric, unpredictable, and deeply human. One moment, he made people laugh uncontrollably, and the next, he touched them with a softness they didn't expect. He wasn't just telling jokes. He was reaching out, creating a connection that made people feel understood. Every night on stage was different, because every audience carried its own emotions, and Robin sensed them instantly. He tailored his performance to the room, guided by intuition and empathy. Before long, his talent caught the attention of television producers. His first roles were small, scattered across various shows, but each appearance carried that unmistakable spark, the blend of humor, vulnerability, and boundless imagination that only he possessed. And soon, the role that would change everything arrived. He was cast as an alien named Mork on the television series Mork and Mindy. It was an unusual premise, almost whimsical, but when Robin stepped into the character, something magical happened. His improvisational genius transformed the show into a phenomenon. He played Mork with the innocence of a child, the curiosity of an explorer, and the comedic brilliance of a mind that danced between ideas faster than anyone could keep up. Audiences fell in love instantly. Children adored him. Adults were fascinated. Families gathered around their televisions every week, laughing together, feeling a warmth that only Robin could create. Mork and Mindy became a national sensation, and Robin, almost overnight, became a star. But even as fame settled onto his shoulders, he carried it gently. He greeted people with kindness. He listened carefully to others. He understood that behind every laugh was a person with their own struggles and stories. Fame didn't change his heart. It simply gave him a larger space to share it. As television made him a household name, opportunities in film began to open. Hollywood saw in Robin a rare combination, a performer who could be both hilarious and deeply emotional. Directors noticed how he could shift from comedy to sincerity with breathtaking ease. They began to imagine him not only as a comedian, but as a true actor capable of touching the soul. Robin, for his part, felt the pull of something deeper. While he loved making people laugh, he also longed to explore roles that allowed him to express the tenderness, vulnerability, and humanity he felt so strongly inside. He wanted to tell stories that mattered, stories that could comfort, inspire, or heal. And so, he stepped forward into the next chapter of his life, carrying with him everything he had learned: the discipline of Juilliard, the warmth of the stage, the magic of improvisation, and the heartfelt desire to connect with people through emotion as well as humor. His journey was expanding, opening like a gentle sunrise, and with each new step, the world began to see not just the comedian, but the extraordinary human being underneath. As Robin moved further into the world of film, he discovered new dimensions within himself: quiet emotions, tender vulnerabilities, and a depth of compassion that resonated far beyond the surface of any performance. His transition into movies was not simply a career shift, it was an awakening. He began to realize that storytelling was not only about laughter or entertainment, it was about understanding the human heart. His early film roles showcased the dynamic energy that had brought him fame, but it wasn't long before Hollywood saw something more in him, something honest, gentle, and deeply human. Robin had a rare gift, an ability to make people feel safe enough to laugh and strong enough to feel. He could move from wild, unpredictable humor to stillness and sincerity with the grace of someone who knew how fragile people could be. One of his early breakthroughs came when he portrayed an unconventional, compassionate English teacher in Dead Poets Society. The role allowed him to channel every part of himself: his passion, his humor, his understanding of loneliness, and his belief in the power of individuality. When he stood before the students in the film and encouraged them to seize the day, audiences felt the truth in his voice. It wasn't acting. It was Robin's heart speaking directly to the world. His performance touched millions. People found themselves inspired, moved to tears, or awakened to dreams they had long set aside. Robin connected with viewers not through perfection, but through authenticity. His voice carried the weight of someone who understood the quiet struggles people carried and wished, more than anything, to lift them up. Soon after, he embraced another unforgettable role as a doctor who believed that compassion and laughter could heal in awakenings. The film revealed an even deeper layer of his emotional range: his character's tenderness, his curiosity, his gentle desire to bring comfort to others, all mirrored the qualities Robin carried in real life. Audiences felt it. They felt him. But perhaps one of the most defining moments of his career came when he stepped into the role of a charismatic, imaginative nanny in Mrs. Doubtfire. Beneath the comedy and the laughter existed a story about love, family, and the lengths a father would go to remain close to his children. Robin poured his entire heart into the role: his humor, his warmth, his emotional sincerity. He made people laugh until they cried, and then cry until they felt whole again. As the years passed, Robin's filmography became a tapestry of unforgettable characters, each one woven with gentleness, humor, and compassion. He played a genie filled with boundless energy, a therapist who listened with profound empathy, a teacher who saw potential in every student, and a man searching for belonging in a world that often misunderstood him. With every role, Robin offered pieces of himself: his kindness, his curiosity, his vulnerability, his joy. He understood that films were not just stories, but bridges between people's hearts. He used his talent not to be admired, but to connect, to comfort, and to remind others that even in moments of sadness or struggle, there was still beauty in the world. Despite his growing fame, Robin remained grounded in the simple truth that everyone carries invisible battles. He never lost sight of the importance of kindness. On movie sets, he was known for brightening the days of crew members, remembering names, offering hugs, and making people laugh even in stressful moments. He treated everyone with equal warmth, from major celebrities to the quietest assistant standing in the back of the room. His humor was never sharp or cruel. It came from a place of love, a desire to lift people, to ease their burdens, to make them feel lighter, even if only for a moment. This tenderness became one of the defining qualities of his life, shaping not only his performances, but the way people remembered him long after the credits faded. With each passing year, Robin continued to explore deeper emotional territory in his roles, blending the bright energy of his comedic brilliance with the quiet wisdom of his soul. He stepped into dramatic roles that showcased his ability to embody pain, love, healing, and resilience. Audiences saw someone who understood the human condition in all its complexity, from joy to sorrow, from laughter to silence, from hope to heartbreak, and through it all, Robin carried that same gentle heart, the same bright-eyed imagination of the little boy who once played alone in quiet rooms, dreaming of worlds that felt bigger, kinder, and more magical than the one around him. As Robin continued through the 1990s, his career reached a level of emotional depth that set him apart from nearly every actor of his generation. He was no longer seen simply as a comedian or entertainer, but as a storyteller capable of touching the most delicate parts of the human spirit. His work carried warmth, wisdom, and a kind of sincerity that audiences could feel even in the quietest moments. One of the roles that defined this period of his life came when he portrayed a gentle, patient therapist in Good Will Hunting. The character, Sean Maguire, allowed Robin to express a side of himself that had always lived quietly beneath the surface, a deep understanding of pain, healing, and human connection. His performance was calm, steady, and profoundly honest. The famous scene where he reassures a troubled young man that his trauma is not his fault became an unforgettable moment in film history, not because of dramatic intensity, but because of the soft truth in Robin's voice. For that role, he received an Academy Award, an acknowledgement of his ability to transform emotion into something that audiences could truly feel. Yet even in that moment of recognition, Robin remained humble. He often said that awards were lovely, but the true reward was knowing that a performance had helped someone feel seen or understood. Through these years, Robin's career blossomed with a balance of light and depth. He brought joy to families in Jumanji, where his sense of wonder and playfulness reminded audiences of the magic still hidden in the world. In The Birdcage, he celebrated laughter, love, and authenticity with boundless charm. And in Patch Adams, he stepped into a role that aligned perfectly with his own heart, the belief that compassion and humor could heal wounds far deeper than medicine alone. Yet behind the glow of fame and the constant demand for his presence, Robin carried a quiet fragility. He was a deeply empathetic soul, someone who absorbed the emotions of those around him. This gift helped him create unforgettable performances, but it also made him vulnerable to the weight of the world. He often hid his own struggles behind laughter, offering comfort to others, even when he needed comfort himself. Despite these inner challenges, Robin never stopped giving. Friends and colleagues spoke often about his generosity, the way he would show up unexpectedly to lift someone's spirits, or how he reached out privately to people going through difficult times. He gave freely without asking for anything in return. He believed that everyone deserved kindness, especially those who felt unseen. In his personal life, Robin cherished moments of stillness. He found peace in the simple things, spending time with his children, talking with friends, enjoying nature, or losing himself in the quiet rhythm of a bike ride. These pockets of calm gave him space to breathe, to recharge, and to reconnect with the little joys that anchored him to the world. As the early 2000s arrived, Robin continued evolving as an artist. He explored darker roles that required great emotional courage, revealing the range and depth of his talent. Films like Insomnia and 1 Hour Photo showed that he could embody complexity, vulnerability, and even unsettling intensity. His performances were not loud or overwhelming. They were subtle, layered, and deeply human. Through all of this, he maintained the warm presence that people loved. In interviews, he spoke softly and thoughtfully. With fans, he was patient and kind. With friends, he was the first to bring light into a room, even during moments when he struggled to find light for himself. His heart remained open, tender, and full of the same compassion that had shaped his entire life. And as his journey continued to unfold, the world began to understand just how rare he truly was, not just as a performer, but as a human being, someone who carried both joy and sadness with grace, someone who made people laugh while quietly carrying their pain, someone who gave love freely, even when he didn't always know how to give it to himself. Robin's story was never about perfection. It was about humanity, about a soul who felt deeply, loved deeply, and gave deeply, leaving traces of warmth in every life he touched. As Robin entered the later years of his career, his legacy as an artist and a human being continued to grow in ways that even he could not fully see. His work had already touched millions of hearts. His performances had become woven into childhood memories, family evenings, late-night laughter, and quiet moments when people sought comfort through familiar voices. Yet Robin still approached every role with humility, as though he were discovering the craft for the first time. He moved seamlessly between dramas, comedies, and heartfelt stories, offering audiences glimpses of their own emotions, reflected back at them through his characters. In Good Morning Vietnam, he infused humor with truth, creating a performance that carried both laughter and poignancy. In Night at the Museum, he offered warmth and wisdom, embodying a figure of history with the same gentle spirit that had carried him throughout his life. Even in films that were lighthearted or fantastical, Robin gave everything he had. He believed deeply that storytelling mattered, that it could comfort, enlighten, or help people through moments they couldn't express themselves. His heart was in every scene, every gesture, every line spoken softly or loudly, tenderly or playfully. He treated each role like a conversation with the audience, offering his sincerity to anyone willing to listen. Behind the scenes, Robin's kindness remained one of his most defining qualities. He noticed the people who often went unnoticed, the camera operators, the assistants, the crew members who worked quietly in the background. He remembered names, shared jokes, offered hugs, and spoke with a warmth that made people feel seen. To him, every person mattered, Every soul deserved tenderness. He often used laughter as a way to lift the weight from others' shoulders, even on days when he felt his own burdens pressing down. His humor flowed not from ego, but from empathy, a desire to create light for those who needed it. He once said that he knew what it felt like to feel alone in a crowded room, and he hoped that through laughter, he could help others feel less lonely, even for a moment. Despite the brightness he brought into the world, Robin's inner landscape was more delicate. He carried quiet battles, moments of uncertainty, waves of anxiety, and the familiar ache of someone who felt deeply. He rarely spoke of these struggles publicly, preferring instead to protect others from worry. But those who loved him knew the gentleness of his soul, and they stood by him with compassion and care. In quieter moments at home, Robin cherished the presence of his family. His children brought him comfort, purpose, and a sense of grounding. He listened to them with full attention, offering wisdom when needed and laughter when the world grew heavy. Fatherhood was one of the roles he held closest to his heart, a place where he could simply be himself, sometimes silly, sometimes thoughtful, always loving. Robin also found solace in simple routines, taking long bike rides, spending time in nature, enjoying peaceful afternoons with friends, or losing himself in books. These moments restored him, offering a gentle counterbalance to the intensity of fame. In the quiet of everyday life, he found space to breathe, reflect, and reconnect with the parts of himself that existed beyond the spotlight. As the years continued, audiences welcomed his performances with the same affection they had felt from the very beginning. New generations discovered his films, laughing at his wild energy and tearing up at his tender sincerity. Parents introduced their children to his stories, passing down the warmth of his voice like a family tradition. Robin's work became a thread woven through countless lives, a constant source of comfort and nostalgia. His presence in the world felt both familiar and essential, a light people had grown to rely on. Even without knowing him personally, millions felt connected to him through the characters he brought to life and the emotions he portrayed with such honesty. Robin had a way of reaching into the quiet corners of people's hearts, offering a sense of understanding that felt rare and precious. And as his journey continued into its final years, the world would soon realize just how deeply they loved him and how profoundly his kindness and talent had shaped their lives. As Robin entered the final chapter of his life, the world continued to see him as a beacon of warmth, laughter, and heartfelt compassion. People admired him not only for his talent, but for the gentleness that seemed to radiate from him in every interview, every performance, and every quiet moment caught on camera. Yet behind the scenes, Robin carried emotions that ran deep, as complex and delicate as the characters he portrayed. He had always been a thinker, someone who felt the weight of life intensely. Even in joyful moments, he was acutely aware of the struggles others faced. This awareness made him extraordinarily empathetic, but it also meant he absorbed more than most. He carried the emotions of others like precious, fragile things, holding them carefully even when they became heavy. Despite these quiet battles, Robin continued to bring light to the world. He still performed, still made people laugh, still offered comfort to anyone who needed it. His presence remained a source of brightness in an increasingly fast-paced and complicated world. He cherished the simple joys, moments with loved ones, the peace of being outdoors, the beauty of silence, and the warmth of familiar faces. During these later years, Robin took on roles that were both touching and profound. He portrayed characters who struggled, who loved, who searched for meaning, who tried to bring comfort to others even while navigating their own storms. Audiences connected deeply with these roles because they carried the truth of real emotion, the kind that Robin understood intimately. Yet even with his accomplishments and the love he received from millions, there were days when the quiet felt heavy, days when the light dimmed, days when his own heart needed the same tenderness he offered the world. These moments did not diminish who he was. They revealed the depth of his humanity, someone who felt with extraordinary intensity, someone who cared perhaps more than he ever said aloud. Through all of this, Robin remained surrounded by people who loved him deeply. His family, his friends, his colleagues, all remembered him not just for his brilliance, but for his kindness. They spoke of his gentle hugs, his warm greetings, his habit of checking in on people just to make sure they were okay. He had a way of making others feel lighter, safer, and more understood. And then, in 2014, the world received news that sent a wave of sadness across continents. Robin Williams had passed away. The information spread with heartbreaking speed, leaving millions stunned, silent, and grieving. It felt as though the world had lost not just an artist, but a friend, someone who had been with them through laughter, through tears, through growing up, through growing older. People gathered online and in person to share memories. Clips of his performances resurfaced. Scenes that once made them laugh now brought tears. Quotes from his films echoed across television screens. Messages of love and gratitude poured in from every corner of the globe. Robin's absence was felt deeply, painfully, sincerely. But even in that moment of loss, something beautiful began to happen. People spoke not only of his brilliance, but of his kindness, how he made them feel, how he helped them through difficult times, how he seemed to understand the quiet struggles that so many carried. His legacy became more than a list of films or awards. It became a tapestry of hearts that he had touched, lives he had brightened, and souls he had comforted. His passing reminded the world of the importance of compassion, understanding, and empathy. It reminded them that even the people who make others laugh the loudest can be carrying silent battles. It reminded them of the need to check in on one another, to listen, to hold space for others with patience and love. And in that way, Robin continued to teach, even in his absence. In the weeks that followed, tributes appeared everywhere. Murals, gatherings, candlelight vigils, and messages of gratitude. Fans revisited his films, hearing new meaning in his words, recognizing the depth of his heart in every role. They discovered his old interviews, full of gentle wisdom and thoughtful sincerity. They felt his presence in scenes they had watched for years, realizing that he had always been offering a piece of himself to them. The world began to understand that Robin Williams had left behind not only a body of work, but a feeling, a lingering warmth, like a soft glow that continued to comfort even after he was gone. In the years after Robin's passing, the world slowly learned how to speak about him with both sadness and gratitude. At first, there was only silence, a stunned quiet that settled across countless homes. schools, offices, and streets, people replayed memories in their minds, trying to understand how someone who had given so much light could suddenly be gone. Yet even in those early moments of grief, there was something gentle, something warm, something unmistakably Robin that lingered in the air. Little by little, people began sharing stories, not of the roles he played or the awards he received, but of the kindness he carried into every interaction. Crew members recalled how he stayed late just to learn their names. Nurses spoke of how he visited hospitals to make sick children laugh, not for publicity, but because he couldn't stand the thought of them feeling alone. Friends remembered being surprised by his phone calls on birthdays or difficult days, simple gestures that made them feel seen. These memories painted a picture far more profound than fame, a man who understood the delicate weight of the human heart, someone who offered gentleness in a world that often forgot how much people needed it, someone who believed that laughter could heal places inside us that words could not reach. As time passed, Robin's films took on new meaning. Scenes that once made people laugh now brought a mix of joy and tenderness. His voice felt softer, his expressions more thoughtful, his presence almost luminous. Audiences discovered layers in his performances that they had never noticed before. The quiet pauses, the earnest glances, the small tremors of emotion that revealed the truth of who he was. A man who felt deeply and cared deeply. People found themselves returning to his work on difficult days, pressing play simply to hear the familiarity of his voice. For some, it felt like reconnecting with a friend from childhood. For others, it felt like receiving comfort from someone who understood what it meant to struggle quietly while still offering love loudly. His films became a refuge, a reminder that humor and compassion could coexist, that joy and sorrow could live side by side, and that even the softest souls could leave the biggest impact. In the spaces where grief slowly softened, gratitude began to grow. Fans felt thankful for the warmth he had brought into their lives, thankful for the characters that had helped them through heartbreak, loss, growth, and change. They realized that Robin had given them something rare, a sense of connection that transcended screens and years. And so, his legacy began to deepen, not as a celebrity or an icon, but as a presence, a gentle, reassuring presence that lived on in the hearts of millions. His performances continued to whisper reminders of compassion, encouraging people to treat each other with more patience, more understanding, more kindness. His humor continued to lighten heavy days. His sincerity continued to inspire people to look inward with honesty and outward with empathy. Years later, as tributes continued to appear across the world, a quiet truth emerged. Robin Williams had not truly left. His laughter remained in people's memories. His tenderness remained in their hearts. His stories remained woven into the fabric of their lives. His spirit lived on in every moment when someone chose kindness over indifference, gentleness over judgment, compassion over silence. And now, as the story of his life settles softly inside you, let it become a warm presence, something steady and comforting. Let it remind you that even the brightest light comes from the simplest acts of humanity. Let it guide you into deeper peace, deeper calm, deeper rest. Breathe slowly, feel the quiet. Let the world soften around you. You are safe, you are warm, you are allowed to rest. And as you drift deeper into stillness, let the gentle memory of Robin Williams accompany you like a soft glow in the night, a reminder of kindness, connection, and the enduring power of a gentle heart. As the echoes of Robin's gentle story begin to fade into the quiet of the night, imagine yourself drifting further into a peaceful space where time slows, softens, and becomes almost weightless. The emotions of his journey, the compassion, the laughter, the tenderness, all settle around you like a warm blanket, comforting and familiar. You feel them gently guiding you deeper into rest, inviting your mind to release the last bits of tension lingering in the corners of your thoughts. Picture yourself walking along a quiet path at dusk, the sky painted in shades of blue and gold. Soft breeze brushes against your skin, cool and calming, carrying with it the faint scent of pine and earth. The air is still, peaceful, untouched. In the distance, you hear the soft murmur of leaves swaying in the gentle wind, their rhythm slow and soothing. Every sound in this quiet world exists only to help your mind unwind. As you walk, you notice how light your steps feel. The ground beneath you is soft, like moss or gentle earth. Each step carries you deeper into stillness, deeper into the soft edges of your own inner calm. The worries of the day begin to slip away with every breath you take, dissolving like mist in the warm evening air. Your shoulders relax, your breath deepens, your heartbeat settles into a quiet, steady rhythm. Ahead, you see a small clearing illuminated by fireflies that glow like floating stars. They drift around you with a slow, gentle pulse, their light rising and falling in a soothing, hypnotic pattern. You pause for a moment, taking in the beauty of their soft movements, feeling as though the world has paused just for you. This moment is yours, peaceful, uninterrupted, completely calm. You choose a place to sit, beneath an old oak tree with branches that stretch wide and low, offering a natural canopy that feels safe and protective. The tree seems to welcome you, its presence steady and grounding. You sit down, feeling the cool earth beneath you, solid and comforting. As you lean back, the tree supports you gently, as though holding you in a quiet embrace. Above you, the leaves shimmer softly as the fireflies drift upward, forming shapes that remind you of distant constellations. The sky grows darker, the stars more visible, sparkling with a slow, calming glow. You let your gaze soften, unfocused, feeling your mind drift into a peaceful haze. The world around you feels warm, quiet, safe, like a place untouched by time. In the quietness, you sense a familiar warmth near you, not visible, not loud, but present. A kindness, a softness, a feeling that reminds you of the stories you've just heard. It's as though the compassion Robin carried through his life has settled gently beside you, offering comfort without words, reassurance without sound. It feels like a gentle hand on your shoulder, a quiet reminder that you are not alone. Your breathing deepens again, your muscles loosen, your thoughts become slower, softer, lighter. The night continues to wrap around you, holding you with the same tenderness that Robin gave to the world. It feels like the universe itself is exhaling, releasing tension, inviting you to rest. Every sound you hear now, the whispering leaves, the distant chirp of crickets, the soft flutter of fireflies, becomes part of a lullaby written just for you, guiding you into deeper relaxation. With each breath, you sink further into stillness. With each moment, you drift further into calmness. With each heartbeat, you move closer to sleep. Allow yourself to let go now. Let the day slip away behind you. Let the night take over gently, filling your mind with quiet, your body with softness, your heart with comfort. You are safe here. You are wrapped in calm. You are drifting slowly and softly into a deep, peaceful sleep. As you continue resting beneath the gentle canopy of the old oak tree, the night deepens quietly around you. The air grows cooler, softer, as though it is wrapping itself gently around your body, inviting every muscle to release. The fireflies drift more slowly now, their glow pulsing in long, unhurried waves, like the calm rhythm of a restful heartbeat. Their light seems to guide your thoughts even further into tranquility, smoothing the edges of your mind until only peace remains. You feel the earth supporting you, steady and grounding, reminding you that you are safe, held, and free to let go. The last remnants of the day dissolve as though carried away by the soft whisper of the wind. There is nothing you must do, nothing you must remember, nothing you must solve. Only this moment, this quiet, gentle moment where the world seems to exhale with you. As your breath slows, you sense the night settling into a deeper stillness. The stars above you multiply, glowing like resting embers scattered across the vast sky. Each one feels distant, yet comforting, as though watching over you with a quiet serenity. The moon rises higher, casting a soft silver glow across the clearing, illuminating your surroundings with a gentle radiance that feels almost dreamlike. You close your eyes slowly, letting the world fade into soft darkness. In this space behind your eyelids, a warm landscape begins to form, shaped not by sight, but by emotion. A meadow of calm, a horizon of silence, a sky of endless rest. You feel yourself drifting toward it, carried not by movement, but by the soft pull of relaxation deepening inside you. In the distance, you imagine the faint echo of laughter, gentle, kind, familiar, a reminder of the story that brought you here, not loud or energizing, but warm, comforting, like a memory wrapped in softness. Robin's spirit, filled with compassion and light, lingers gently in the air, not as a presence to awaken you, but as a peaceful warmth that helps you settle even deeper. You feel this warmth spreading through your chest, moving slowly across your shoulders, down your arms, into your hands. It flows through your back, softening the muscles one by one, releasing tension you didn't know you carried. It moves down through your legs, into your feet, until your entire body feels weightless, as though floating in a calm sea of stillness. Your breathing becomes the soft rhythm of the night, slow, even, effortless. Each inhale brings cool peace. Each exhale releases whatever remains of the day. You begin to drift in the quiet space between waking and dreaming, where thoughts dissolve into colors, memories fade into sensations, and time becomes fluid and gentle. The night continues to cradle you, unhurried and tender. The oak tree stands tall behind you, its branches swaying slightly as though whispering lullabies only nature knows. The fireflies settle in the air around you, their soft glow now blending with the stars above. Everything feels connected: the tree, the sky, the fireflies, the earth beneath you, your heartbeat, your breath, all moving together in a calm, quiet harmony. You let your mind go loose, drifting like a leaf floating on calm water. You trust the stillness, surrendering to it with comfort and ease. Your thoughts become lighter, thinner, softer, until they dissolve completely into the warm silence that surrounds you. Here, in this peaceful realm, the world cannot reach you. Here, you are held by calmness itself. Here you are free to rest without interruption. Allow the quiet to deepen. Allow your breath to slow even more. Allow sleep to approach gently, like a tide rising softly along the shore. You are drifting now, between earth and sky, between memory and dream, between awareness and the soft, welcoming pull of sleep. Let yourself float. Let yourself rest. Let yourself fall into the quiet embrace of the night. As the night deepens into its quietest hours, you feel yourself drifting farther from the world you know and closer to a realm of complete rest. The soft glow of the fireflies fades gradually, blending with the starlight above until the entire sky becomes a gentle canvas of shimmering calm. The old oak tree behind you remains steady and warm, its presence strong and comforting, like a guardian watching over your dreams. Your body grows even heavier now, sinking deeper into the soft earth beneath you. Every muscle has released. Every thought has softened. Every breath has slowed to a peaceful, steady rhythm. You're no longer simply resting. You are floating, suspended in the quiet embrace of the night. There is nothing left to hold on to, nothing left to think about. Only stillness, only warmth, only peace. In this deep calm, you feel a presence, not loud, not bright, but gentle, like a memory carried on the softest breeze. It is the echo of Robin's kindness, the warmth he brought into the world, the tender reminder that even the softest hearts can shine in ways that last forever. It lingers near you like a quiet light, not to wake you, but to soothe you even further into rest. His story, filled with compassion, joy, vulnerability, and love, settles softly within you, becoming part of your own quiet landscape. A reminder that the world is gentler than it sometimes seems, that kindness lasts, that laughter heals, that even in silence, connection remains. You breathe slowly, letting that warmth spread through your chest, your arms, your legs, your mind. It washes over you like a slow-moving tide, carrying away the last traces of tension, leaving only tranquility in its wake. You are safe. You are calm. You are held by the night. The sky above you becomes darker, deeper, richer. The stars blur into soft, glowing pearls. The moonlight fades into a pale haze. The air grows still, warm and velvety. Every part of the world seems to quiet itself just for you, creating a perfect sanctuary for sleep. Your eyelids grow heavier now, gently closing as your breath settles into a rhythm so soft it feels like a whisper. Thought dissolves, awareness dims, time loosens its grip. You drift effortlessly between the final threads of consciousness and the soft expanse of dreams waiting to embrace you. Let yourself fall, slowly, gently, peacefully. You are floating now, carried by the quiet memory of a gentle soul, cradled by the stillness of the night, guided by the soft rhythm of your own breath. Every moment draws you deeper into rest, deeper into silence, deeper into sleep. Nothing can disturb you. Nothing can reach you. Nothing can pull you from this calm. You are safe. You are warm. You are free to let go completely. And as you drift into the deepest layers of sleep, imagine the soft glow of distant stars fading into the horizon. like the final notes of a lullaby whispered just for you. The world becomes quiet, the night becomes soft, your body becomes weightless, and you drift gently, peacefully into a deep, healing sleep.